Good, how are you? It was good. Well, I had work, but it was fast. Yeah.
10 o'clock and time for Fox 10 Talks. Good morning, everybody. We've got plenty to talk about this morning when it comes to exactly what the... good morning. Here we are.
Good morning. Yes, we are.
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
how are you?
Doing well. How you doing? You too, Des.
All right. For those of you who have not yet formally been introduced, this is Mike Pache, star of our streaming efforts upstairs.
Yeah, good to be with you guys today.
On LiveNOW. Okay, so plenty to talk about this morning. The president said, do you have that graphic, Neil? I'm going to let you punch it up here. I don't see it just yet. The president says, investigate the ref? How about that? Okay, so he was doing one of his lengthier news conferences live, and that's exactly what he was saying, which is, look, by the way, question of the day is fried chicken. Still to come.
I can't wait to talk about that, too.
I know. Right? But anyway, that's one of the topics we're going to be talking about this morning. He said, I did not do anything wrong. I just asked for a review. You're going to hear the clips on that in just a minute. Also today on Fox 10 Talks, we are going to be talking about just highlights from the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, it looks like most people had a good 4th. Right. I saw a lot of people happy with the forecast here in the Valley. I mean, that was nice.
Oh my gosh,
the weather
so nice.
It was like a nice reprieve until this week. Like we know what's coming, so we're like we really gotta enjoy this one. You know,
this is why the 114 in like a couple more days is so shocking. Because we were almost down into the double digits.
Yeah.
Right?
I go, wow, it's been a great summer.
It really has.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, it really has. All right, so we're glad you're with us. We're going to roll that sound right now. This is the president early this morning. Now, he was there to talk about the Trump accounts, which later this morning here on our streaming efforts, you'll hear from one expert. This guy's written 5 best-selling books. He's a financial expert on what you need to know about the student loan crisis that's going on and what's changing, and then also about these Trump accounts for little kids.
Yeah, this could be really exciting. By the time they turn 18, these accounts can really grow and be beneficial.
6 figures.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the president as he was asked about this, the whole controversy. If you're ready, here we go. I'm still looking at this board here. We're going to roll SOT 1 here. Let's see here. SOT 1. There we go.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete, and I understand sports really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was 2 guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were 2 great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past. I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. And they say you can't play. That's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game, but how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA. I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible. And nobody talks about that. They talk about the red card like it's fine. Nobody talks. The referee's decision to red card. I didn't know what the hell a red card was. When I found out, I said, you got to be kidding. This guy just hands up, okay, your best player is not going to play next week or in the next game. I said, wow, that's a lot of power. That's terrible. But then I looked at his past, and it wasn't so great. We're going to have a full team, and Belgium's going to have a full team. And you know what? If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say I say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020.
Okay, so here we go. Look at, I think you guys are going to find this totally fascinating because Des and I are going to go through the poll. First, this is the QR code poll. So this is for folks that are watching right now on the Fox local app or on our various streaming platforms or on TV, on Fox 10 TV. But we'd love to get your input. Should he have intervened in this whole red card controversy? 53% are saying, yeah, he asked for a review. Nothing wrong with that. 27% say it was a bad call, but I don't support presidential interference. And about 20%, this number's really grown. Oop, just moved. 18% say, look, it's soccer. He should not be, or he should be focused on other stuff like jobs and the cost of living, not this. You can see those numbers live, moving around every minute. But Des, what are you seeing on YouTube?
Yeah, that's interesting. The numbers always shift when we switch to YouTube here. We've got about 1,600 votes so far. 25% say yes. He asked for a review. There's nothing wrong with that. 14% say it was a bad call, but they don't support presidential interference. And 61% say no, he should just be focused on jobs and the cost of living and not the World Cup.
If I told you guys we had lined up Big D, Dave, with a reaction from across the World Wide Web, what would you think?
Yeah, we welcome it, right?
Yes, we do. We want to hear. We want to hear it.
So many people commenting on fox10phoenix.com/poll as well as on YouTube here. Wombat Metal says, ironic he asked for intervention for a player that is a citizen only because of birthright citizenship. So many people commenting on this, really fired up on all sides of this. We love hearing your comments. Keep them coming, everybody.
Okay, there you go. That's Big D. So, it's interesting, you guys, because it has apparently created all kinds of controversy around the world.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. Well, I think it's been done before. It's not that it never has, I don't think, like a red card, like the suspension being overturned. But it has been done in a very, very long time. Right, so it's a little out of the ordinary. Like all the way back in the 60s. I think, that's what I thought I heard this morning. Yeah. So it does happen. Now, the question is, he is the president. He's a very powerful figure. Some would say the most powerful man in the world. Yeah. But does FIFA owe anything to him? I mean, just by virtue of the fact that he said, would you take one more look at it? Would you review it? Do you think they then were like, oh, wow, it's the president, we have to rule this way, or we're just going to take another look at it? I mean, then what other sports refs are you going to call out for bad calls that we see all throughout the season? Now, and especially playoff football. See this guy right here? He says, if it's a bad call against the Chicago Bears, I want the president picking it.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what's going to happen tonight, guys? Yeah. Balogun, yes. He is going to have the deciding victory shot. I think that's what do you think he's going to? Can you imagine if U.S. wins 2-1 and it's his goal that takes it? Then you're going to say the controversy is going to continue, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if he doesn't get a goal tonight, I think the controversy ends tonight, right? Because he wasn't impacting the game, right? But it's all going to come down to how he performs, right? Right. Yeah. What would you guys say? Right now? What would you put the odds? So there was a deadline at 5:00 this morning, our time, for Belgium to appeal, and apparently they have. Mm-hmm. And so we have between now 10:00 until 5 this afternoon for some sort of what would you put the odds at that they would now overturn it and say, well, Belgium appealed, we went back, we looked at the tape, now we're going to go the other way? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. Yeah. Right. What do? You look like you keep flip-flopping back and forth with your decision here. I mean, we'll talk about a gut wrench. It would be if, he's out, he's in, oh, he's out again. Yeah. That's true. But I wouldn't put it past the whole situation. Yeah. He was rejected on appeal. Hold on, let's go to Big D. This is breaking. Okay. Wait, what do we got here? Go for it, bud. What did you hear? Yeah, what did you say? FIFA has just rejected the appeal. So, breaking news, this just in, won't happen. So he's in? Yeah, he's in. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It almost looks worse. Sure. If you're going to now reverse the reversal. Yeah. You've made the decision. Just move forward. Right. But you're right. If he shows up and shows out tonight. Yeah.
It's going to be too, and we win, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's gonna be, I don't know. Then they're going to say, oh,
And especially if there's a penalty in the game that, like, if we get a free shot, he's the one that takes it.
Yes, that's right.
So it's a good chance he's going to score.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, all these sports commentators, all the podcasts that are out there
there's a
now.
lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Content.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have
For
content?
sure.
Especially if he gets a point or two.
I wonder how Flo feels about it. Because we haven't heard him speak out.
We really, he's been keeping it on the DL.
I wonder if he was almost like, I would have rather just been left out, or he's like, no, I want to play. This is like the biggest game, of my life.
Hey, Des, another thing I thought we could talk with Mike about, because I'm sure you've flown into the Midway Airport in Chicago.
Oh, absolutely. That's the only one I want to go to.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't like going to O'Hare?
I try to avoid O'Hare at all costs.
Okay.
Because that
road to get out there?
Well, yeah, and it's it's basically a huge mall that has, opportunities to fly. That's the way I call O'Hare. Because, it's just crazy.
Right. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to play for you the sound in the cockpit. In case you have missed the story, what happened was this. Somebody shot off some fireworks. The airport is right in a neighborhood, right?
Smack dab.
So apparently one of the actual pieces of the firework hit the aircraft, a Delta plane. This is what the pilot was saying to air traffic control.
Yeah, let's listen.
When the whole thing happened. So if you are ready, here we go.
And we're just hoping it was just a mortar that went off underneath, but definitely felt a big bang.
Yeah, there have been multiple reports, as you can imagine. The city's aware. They said they would notify the Chicago police, but, I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll find out about that. I'm sure it was unintentional, but if you live within a mile or two of that airport, you got to be super careful.
Oh, you do. You do. Like you were saying, Ron, it's right there in a neighborhood. And Midway Airport is known as the busiest square mile in the world.
Really?
Yeah, just because there's so many, flights coming in and out. And on 4th of July, when there's fireworks going off, they got to get really low to the neighborhood. It's something to see. Like, I would not want to live around there because you are feeling that plane take off.
Your windows rattle?
Oh, yeah, I bet they do.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you land, does it, you're like, ooh, we're right over the rooftops here of this neighborhood.
Oh yeah, you definitely see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever landed there.
We are going to take a quick break and be back with a lot more, including a preview of the Mystery Cam. Where do you think this beautiful location is? And then wait till you hear the reason that two brothers gave to the DPS trooper. So why were you guys going more than 100 miles an hour weaving in and out of traffic?
There's a good reason.
There is.
So they thought.
And there you go. So that is one beautiful location. Look, they even have snow up on top of that mountain. How about that? What with this heat wave we're about to endure, and we'll be talking more about that coming up. So, Big Mike, how was your 4th of July, friend?
It was good. I was here at the station only until about 5. Okay. So I had the evening, and I was able to corral the puppies because they do not like the fireworks. So they want to be held. They want to be held. But it was good. It was good.
Wait, what do you have? What are the pups?
A Scotty and a little Shetland.
Oh,
and the Scotty would just go to bed, but the Shetland gets very scared. And she's only 2.
Oh, poor thing. Yeah. How'd they do? They make it through okay, though?
Oh, they barked at everyone. So yeah.
Wow. So what time were you up until?
About 12:30.
Okay, so we're going to play some highlights. Renee and I and the grandkids were up in Payson.
That's so cool.
You could just about call this Arizona's 4th of July town. What they do with that fireworks show, and it's right on the lake.
Oh, nice.
I think people don't realize there's this beautiful lake right in the downtown. I don't know, maybe 10 acres. It's a big, I don't know, maybe a little bit less, but it's so beautiful over the water. Here's some highlights of that, and then we can talk about...
I want to see this fireworks
what we all
show.
did. Ready? So, here we go. 4th of July. So I think that woo you heard was me.
I mean,
I was carried
impressive.
away by the moment. So here's our grandkids. That is Everett and Avery and little Stetson. We call them Stetterbug with their American flags this weekend. USA 260.
They look so cute.
We had a great time. Des, tell us about your highlights here.
Oh, there's one of the twins, Dream, just watching some neighborhood fireworks. We went to a friend's 4th of July party this year, so we skipped out on the kind of the big, organized fireworks display. But the kids loved it. They had a good time. Folks were setting off fireworks all over.
This is great.
Well, unfortunately, we're adjusting to law enforcement life, and David had to work, but he had less than 5 minutes, and he was able to swing in and say hi to the kids, and that's the only picture we got because the other 2 were in the pool, and he had to go. But it was a really busy night for law enforcement.
Really?
Obviously, as we can.
Bet.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tons of calls. So it was a quick 5-minute visit. But what was so sweet, I'm like, here's when okay, maybe I'm doing something right as a parent, because the next day, I had to take D3 to urgent care yesterday because he was complaining about his ear. He's got swimmer's ear from all the fun he had. But I go, what was your favorite part of the 4th of July yesterday at the party? And I'm thinking he's going to say being with my friends or, swimming or the trampoline or whatever.
I like where this story's going.
He goes, seeing Daddy. And I go, oh my gosh, you got less than 5 minutes with your dad on the 4th of July, but that was his favorite part. So
That's
I go,
nice.
I'm doing something right.
You sure are,
pretty thoughtful
Des.
of
Your
him.
family is so beautiful. Mike, so far, David and Des are at only 4 kids. So
Do you need one?
I don't know. I keep encouraging.
Yeah, you had some 5. I'm like, are you what?
Right?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, Jordan and Kels have 5.
I
That's
know,
true.
and we're done at 4.
Anyway, hoping it was a wonderful 4th of July for all of you who are watching, which, by the way, you can watch on Fox 10 TV. You can watch on the Fox local app. And you can also watch on YouTube and all these streaming platforms like Roku and Samsung. And we have thousands and thousands of people who watch us streaming now every day.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, we're almost in the Mike Pache category. Telling you what.
I mean, it just picked up where so many people could watch all over the country.
I know.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So great. All right, so I got a text from my buddy John Netzel.
Oh, I love John.
On actual 4th of July. He's like, we just rolled out our final episode of the countdown to number 1 of the biggest events in American history. And we had decided number 1 was going to be the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Here's a little clip for you. we're like on the verge of going viral. Normally we'll get 100 or like 500 to 1,000, maybe 2,000 views. John's like, we're at 12,000, 13,000, 16,000.
Nice.
I think right now we're up about almost.
That's a pretty good countdown you guys had.
18,000 for the Great American Story. Here's a little clip. Hang on, here we go.
Sweltering heat of a Philadelphia summer in 1776. 56 men gathered. They weren't just writing a document. They were, in essence, signing their own death warrants. To the most powerful empire on earth, this text was treason. With a few lines of ink, they committed a collection of colonies to a radical idea that liberty is an inherent right, and that the power of leaders comes from the consent of the governed. The words penned in July of 1776 didn't just birth a nation. They set off a chain reaction of freedom that would echo across 2.5 centuries and rewrite global history.
It was really just such a, it felt like a huge homework project, you know?
Oh, I bet.
To go through 10 events and study up on them. I mean, as a rough average, I bet I spend anywhere from 4 to 6 hours prepping for each half-hour episode.
Oh, sure.
And you just learn so much. You know, one of the things I didn't realize, there were several guys in the Parliament in England who were supportive of us.
Oh.
They were in the minority in
Yeah.
the House of Lords and the House of Commons, but there was a kind of a pro-American group, like, let them be. Well,
Was that the most fascinating thing that you learned when doing research on the Declaration?
let's see. No, the other thing was that all the states got on board except for New York. By the 4th of July, everybody was on board, and New York is like, hey, it's the 5th of July. Are you guys getting on board? 6th of July, 7th of July.
Oh, geez.
Come on, we already made the announcement. We are independent. I think it was the 9th of July.
Oh, wow.
There was a very pro-royalty segment of the population in New York. So that part really...
So that was kind of the holdout.
Yeah, it
there.
really was totally fascinating. But if you're here on YouTube, if you just search Great American Story, you will find lots and lots of just really good info. When I went back and watched the episode, I thought to myself, Des, to answer your question, there are at least a dozen little tidbits that we discover to try to help people learn, like, oh, I never knew that part of the story.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we go
giving
for.
us more than what we learned in social studies, right?
Yes, definitely.
Correct. What do you got? 2 pages on the Declaration?
Yeah, right. Here are your 5 bullet points.
Yeah.
Remember those.
All right. So you guys, if you are ever in a situation where you see the flashing blue lights behind you, let's say you're on the superstation. It's a straight shot. I take it every day. You see the flashing blue lights and you're like, I'm going the speed limit. What's going on here? Then whoosh, they pull around you and they pull over. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I'm going to just go ahead. We are just going to roll it here because this story of the speeding brothers is getting a lot of talk. They got pulled over on the I-17 up around Badger Springs. They were weaving in and out of traffic, which that drives me crazy. Look, I realize very few people actually go 65 miles an hour on the freeway. You start clocking it, it's more like 75 to 80.
I will say, out of the states I've lived in, this is the one where I don't think anyone goes speed limit on the highway.
Yeah, we're fast-moving people.
Oh yeah, and if you're not like going 75, they're right on your tail.
Oh,
Correct.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh,
You're like, I'm not in Chicago anymore.
It's dangerous either way, right? Drive too slow or
Yes,
drive
right.
too fast.
Yeah.
And so if you go with the flow of traffic, you can be going 75 to 80.
Right.
Sure. Now, look, you can't go 110.
No.
That's what these guys... But the other thing that drives me crazy, and you see this every once in a while, is one car chasing another car. I don't know if you guys see that. I've seen it, I don't know, half a dozen times out there on the 60 on the Superstation. But anyway, they were brothers. They did get arrested. And so other drivers were swerving to try to avoid. They could sort of see them coming. They told troopers they were running late for an off-road adventure tour that apparently they had prepaid.
Well, they missed out, huh?
If they were acting like this on the highway,
Yes.
if they got to wherever they wanted to go for this off-road adventure, how were they going to act in this off-roading? That's my question.
Yeah.
Mike,
Who
that's a
knows?
good point. Yeah.
They could potentially, those troopers could have saved their life.
Well, yeah.
I mean, who knows? Right. If you're going that
good
fast
point.
out on the trails, like,
Yes.
as weird as that may sound, but, or he prevented someone else's life if they, hadn't caught up with them.
Yeah.
And they were renting these
Well,
cars,
yeah, and I was
right,
going to
too?
say they had rented them from Turo. Oh. And I mean, we saw what kind of vehicle was
Like
that?
one was
it
a
like
Camaro or something, right?
yeah, something. A fast sports car.
cool.
It looked like maybe not a Lambo. I don't know my cars that well, but it looked fast. So
Well,
it's
yeah.
like, well, right.
Well,
Did
anyway,
you rent it in the hopes of,
I guess that all ended up with them not crashing in a crash.
Yeah.
So, Des, really good point. Hey, before we go to break, we have a poll question this morning. Our TV poll question is so great on National Fried Chicken Day. We have got to get you the information if you're ready. Here we go. What is the number one go-to for you guys when it comes to fried chicken? Now, I know that Des already answered on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Popeyes.
of this list, if I'm going to fried chicken sandwiches, Popeyes. Pretty good. Yeah.
And I said Raising Cane's.
Okay.
So, Mike, now it's time for you to go out on a limb.
Well, I was watching you guys this morning, and I can't believe that Popeyes is this low. Popeyes is mine too, no doubt.
Oh, okay.
100%. And when I saw it, I was like, how is it not like a up to 40%, 50 even?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I'm surprised Chick-fil-A is up there. I mean, okay, the chicken nuggets are fried, but I don't put that in the category with like fried chicken.
Lately, I have been driving past the downtown Chick-fil-A to go to Raising Cane's. I feel like they give you bigger pieces of meat.
Oh, yeah.
And they're maybe not quite as fried, not quite as deep fried. You're like, oh, okay, there's the meat. That's what I came here for.
Yeah.
It's the actual chicken.
Yeah,
meat,
like
right?
the breading's a little thinner. Yeah.
We love Chick-fil-A. I mean,
But
they're amazing.
To shout out a local guy, we've had him on the show once, many years ago. Mr. Wonderfuls, he has a food truck. So if you ever see him out and around town, get his fried chicken.
Wow.
It's the best.
And that's not Kevin
best.
O'Leary. It's some other Mr. Wonderful, right?
Yeah, some other Mr. Wonderful.
Hey, Mike, thanks for hanging out with us.
No, that's always great.
Yeah.
Great to be with you guys.
Mondays with Mike are one of my favorite things.
Yeah, Mike is great. It's been a while since I've seen you.
I know.
So this was nice.
This was fun.
Yeah,
this was
thanks,
fun.
Mike.
Hey, so coming up next, you're going to get all the inside scoop on the T&T wedding from TMZ. And now it's time for your guesses. Des, what do you think? Mystery Cam.
Come on, you guys. Give me some hints. Get your guesses in. I need help.
Nice, guys. Bulldog.
Yeah, well,
Okay, everybody, thank you for your guesses. Des, I'm seeing a bunch of them here.
Yes, I love it. You guys are really into this mystery cam today. So I'm going to try and go back up to the top. We've got Thomas Favela. His guess is Yellowstone. And then Thomas Brown says, is that Truckee, California?
Yeah, up there by Lake Tahoe.
Okay. Canada, Outlaw Dynamo. B. Miguel says Washington. Linda says Alberta. Thomas also threw in another guess of Saskatchewan.
I love how Thomas really
He's like, I'm going to put a couple out there.
There are no rules against a second guess.
But look at you go down. He's got a third, fourth, and fifth guess as well.
Including South Mountain.
Yeah.
That's so great, buddy.
A couple Canadas in there, though.
Yeah.
With Canada, Alberta. All right.
Okay.
So.
Do you want to guess? Yes. I just happen to know this one, so I feel like I have to disqualify myself. You know why?
Was it somewhere you just were? Give me a hint.
No, it's been a few years. But you see where the white church steeple is?
Yes.
Okay, if you go right across the street, there's it's a restaurant that has kind of a taller roof there, the gray roof.
Yeah, I see it.
I had a burger there.
Oh, was it good?
It was actually really good.
It was great?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a really fun trip. But anyway, what do you think?
Well, you've been to all 50 states, so that doesn't help me. Like, if you've only been to 5.
Right. Well, I'll give you some hints. As we go back to it here. It's not Nebraska.
Okay. Is it another country?
It's not Kansas. Is it another country besides the USA?
Yes.
Yes.
It's Canada. Somewhere in Canada.
Boom! But now, do you want to guess which province? British Columbia, Alberta.
Alberta.
Let's see, Manitoba. Alberta is correct.
Oh,
wait, no, go ahead.
Okay.
You have. Let's do it the way we always do.
It's Banff.
Yeah.
Okay, you have talked about your trip there.
Yeah. It is really incredible. And if you just
good guess, Linda. Have you been there, Linda?
I bet she has.
She said Alberta.
Yeah. If you just
Loda Burger? Is that right?
Who, what?
Thomas Favela says Loda Burger.
Loda Burger. Blake's Loda Burger. If you ever go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, get yourself a Blake's Loda Burger. That's a great burger.
It's all one.
They're like a chain, but they're only in New Mexico.
Oh, interesting.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Ron and Des hanging out with you today. And every morning at about 6 a.m., Des has 2 or 3 stories that are just kind of interesting health-related stories. And I thought this one, Des, that you had about weather, how weather can affect our mood, was very interesting. What was it all about?
We all know that, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, so there's a new survey out. They did research, and they say monsoon season, well, now that it's officially here in the Valley, has an impact on how we feel. So according to this new study, a warm and cloudy day, like, what you could be seeing here, paint a different picture compared to normally sunny days. So researchers found that hotter days with low sunshine negatively impacts our mental health. Yeah.
We get a lot of those in the monsoon.
They see consistent spikes in ER visits for anxiety, depression, and self-harm.
Oh, my gosh.
During a weather pattern like that. Isn't that kind of
the self-harm thing is weird.
Well, and I'm just thinking like the 4th of July we had, it was warm, but we had a lot of cloud cover, and I actually thought that was kind of nice to get a break from the sun.
Right.
But apparently it's having a negative impact on us.
Maybe if you made plans or something and you just needed a sunny day. I mean, this is for the whole country.
Yeah.
So, if you're living somewhere in the Midwest, you're like, oh, man, clouds, chance of rain. I don't know.
It makes sense, especially from where I'm from, Buffalo.
Yes.
And it's not uncommon for a lot of folks in that part of the country to take vitamin D supplements almost year round, but especially in the winter because we just don't get as much sun.
I actually have a theory. I'm going to bounce this off Big D as well.
Yeah.
Ready? My theory is it's the exact opposite in the Valley because sunny and hot is a lot of what we live through here, starting maybe starting in May and going all the way through like September, or even October can have triple digits.
Yeah, we can have really hot Halloweens.
I like a cloudy day.
I do
now,
too.
if we had them, like it was Buffalo and you had like 30 straight days, it would be off sort of the opposite. What do you think, Dave? Do you buy into my theory or no?
Yeah. I buy into any theory that Ron Hoon and Desiree Fluellen come up with. You guys are brilliant, and just love chatting with you guys.
So Ron could sell ice to Eskimos, essentially, is what you're saying, Dave.
1,000%. That's why so many people love watching you guys.
That's so cool. Thank you, Big D. All right, so we got a treat for you now. We are going to talk with TMZ. In case you might have heard, there was the wedding of we could at least say of the year, possibly of the decade.
Century?
Possibly of the century. Let's go to Branson Quirke with TMZ. Wedding of, how far would you go?
How far would you give it?
Yeah.
God, goodness. I mean, it's hard to go decade by decade. I'm going to say decade. Wedding of the decade. Because is there going to be anything bigger in the next 8 to 9 years, 10 years? Probably not.
Right.
Can you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
No one immediately jumps to mind, so I would say yes.
There could be somebody in 2050 that we're not even thinking about yet, not even born yet. Let's find out about. So my understanding is that they actually, Taylor and Travis, paid to put billboards up around New York that said something like T and T were married. I mean, it was like a sort of a salute to the city that we know she loves, and I guess he's kind of adopted as well.
Right. Well, also, you know, she had these screens, these billboards, as you call them, to show the Swifties outside the stadium. Because when I'm talking Swifties outside the stadium, there were hundreds of Swifties that flew out from different states. I was looking at some quotes online from people doing interviews where they said, "I flew from Houston. I flew from Washington, D.C." Everyone was coming in for this. If you were a big Swiftie, and they were just outside those closed off streets, and we have a photo of it. It's on TMZ.com. You can see on a big giant screen it says "Just T&T Married." So that she used the T inside "just" to be Taylor and Travis, and then married, obviously, you know, playing on the "just married" word and everything. I didn't think it was that clever, I'll be honest with you. Did you guys think it was super clever?
Okay.
I mean, at first it kind of confused me a little bit.
Thank you. I was confused too. I'm like, what? I don't really get it.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it, but it didn't
hit for me.
It didn't hit. But
you know what I initially thought of? I was like, AT&T? What is that?
That's what I thought. I thought AT&T as well. But the cheering happened, the erupt of applause and everything outside the stadium, and then the crowd actually sang her famous 2008 hit "Love Story" when this was all going down. They were singing songs time after time this entire day, but it was also very hot outside. So can you imagine being there for this? But there's a lot of stars that pulled in. There was Brad Pitt. There was person after person. Steven Spielberg. Adam Sandler, he officiated the wedding as well. So there was a ton of star power.
I was a little surprised
by that. What is that about? Adam Sandler officiated? I can't wait to ask you.
So if you're wondering why Adam Sandler would even be a part of this, Travis Kelce and Adam are good friends, and it goes all the way back to when they were in Happy Gilmore 2 together. Travis was cast in the movie, and the two had a notable friendship and relationship out of that film. And Adam Sandler has talked at length as well in interviews about Travis and how much fun that he had on set, being there and everything, and doing his lines and everything. So the two have a special bond. But for me, and I don't know about you, but I see the Wedding Singer in this whole thing. If you've seen the Wedding Singer film, I can only imagine if there was some type of joke with that, with having Adam on stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Bradley Cooper, I saw a video of him like rushing into the back of a vehicle to his girlfriend on their way. So, right, big stars were there. I'm dying for some photos. Do you think they're going to share any, or when that could come?
Yeah. Of course, we will see, I'm sure, inside eventually. I mean, who doesn't have a wedding photographer? But we did see, by the way, at the entrance of Madison Square Garden for guests going in, there were film crews inside there. There was a film and TV release, a sign saying, like, once you enter the building, that is that. So it's very possible that Taylor may capitalize on this. You can imagine Swifties would probably pay tooth and nail or top dollar to go see this in theaters. Mm-hmm. I could see this being some type of theatrical release. And she's done this in the past with her tour, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's talk about the other highlights that at least we do know. They donated a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars, $26 million, to 20 different charities.
Right. Yeah. $26 million to a variety of charities. I was just reading through some of the charities and to great causes and everything. And, people are going to have their opinions about that. I know people in the comments here are probably going to have opinions as well. But and when it comes to giving money, some people might think it's showy and that you shouldn't even talk about it. This morning we talked about it on our TV show. Harvey Levin said the same thing. Do you talk about it? Do you show it? But in this situation, I think, it's great that they gave the money to these charities because this wedding was very expensive. So I feel like they thought maybe we need to show a sign of giving and charity when we are spending this amount of money. I mean, look at Madison Square Garden, $1 million a night to rent the place. So that's just the venue. And they were giving away a lot of items too. We got to talk about that. They were having a raffle throughout the night. They gave away a 1970 a Chevrolet car, classic, and that car was the same car that they had their first date on, if you remember, back when TMZ had broken that photo of them leaving Arrowhead Stadium. It was in that exact same car. They gave away that car. They gave away Cartier watches. They gave away luxury handbags. The list goes on.
One last question here, when we got to go. We only got about 45 seconds left. How have you heard anything about how they transformed the inside? I mean, they said you're not even going to realize that you're in a basketball arena where the Knicks normally play.
I mean, yeah, that was the big question. Is it going to look like a gym when you walk in, like a base or a basketball court and everything? But no. We had been reporting on the entire week prior in the load out, the load in, everything. And they draped this place head to toe from the inside. And we will hear a lot about, what it looked like inside. There was a lot of people there, over 1,000 people. So expect more from us here at TMZ.
Wow. Yeah, and we didn't even get to the prenup. And that $20 million penalty for stepping out.
Okay, yeah. Well,
and they do have a prenup. We just don't know the details yet.
This topic will be hot a week from now, next time we chat with you. All right, Branson. Great, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks.
Beautiful Seattle. Ooh, talk about a nice sunny day there in a cloudy town otherwise. So what makes this one sandwich shop out in the East Valley so different from the rest? Tom Fergus is your tour guide. Next. All right, everybody, welcome back. Beautiful shot of Seattle. I almost feel, Des, like that picture could have been taken from my Aunt Elsie's apartment.
Oh, she's got a nice high-rise?
Yeah, well, she had a little apartment on the hill. There's a hill overlooking it called Queen Anne Hill. And she had a pretty great view, that's for sure. We always loved going over and visit her when I was a little kid. I still remember the first time I saw the Space Needle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because the actual World's Fair was going on, the Seattle World's Fair. I think it was in 1964. I believe. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. We have Sarah Benatar here. She is the Coconino County Treasurer. I'm sure if you're watching us up in that Flagstaff area, you are quite familiar with her. But we wanted to invite her to come on and talk about a topic that I think is generating a lot of talk here, which has to do with SNAP benefits. Tell us what your concerns are, Treasurer Benatar.
Thank you so much for having me here this morning. You know, it's we're seeing a lot of families who are missing out on their SNAP benefits. In Coconino County, 49% decline in children enrolled in SNAP. It's really putting a huge burden on our food banks. They're seeing a lot more individuals. They're feeding as many people already in the first 6 months as in some cases they had a year ago in a whole year. And so the financial burden it's having on our families, on our communities, and then the overall economic toll as families aren't going to the grocery store. That's impacting our local businesses. They're not spending the resources. It's hurting our economy. So right now it's just big overall impact on children and families, but also the economic impact it's having in our community.
So what changed in the formula, I guess you could say, from the government that made it more difficult for people to access them?
So there's been a couple different changes. Some of that includes cost shifts. So now the state is having to pick up a larger percentage of the administrative cost for SNAP. Other things include there's new requirements in terms of workplace requirements. Then there's also the additional benefits that were there for veteran exemptions, those who are taking care of elderly family, children. There have been changes into that. And so as a result, individuals are falling off of being able to receive these benefits.
And do you have any real life examples or stories that you can share with us, obviously without naming any names, but like, for example, for a family that is maybe receiving those SNAP benefits, like, you know, has the amount that they receive maybe monthly, let's say it was $500, now they're only getting $100. Have you heard any stories like that that can put this into perspective for folks?
So we have heard some of the benefits have gone down. You know, for us, I get asked, why is the treasurer so passionate about this? And for us, we tend to be that first and between paying your taxes and voting, where a lot of people's interaction with government. And we are hearing at our windows individuals who are expressing that they're trying to decide between putting food on the table or paying their property tax bill, and an increase where we hadn't seen it before. And these are individuals who have steady jobs, who perhaps are on fixed income. And so trying to get them that additional support, trying to connect them with the food bank, with our community services. And again, it's, you know, families shouldn't have to decide, I'm now losing my benefits or my benefits have gone down. You know, I have my house, I can't afford this, you know, $2,000 tax bill that we're seeing. And so it's being able to connect them with those resources. But we unfortunately are seeing an intake in that and sending more individuals to our local food bank and also to our community services for additional assistance.
And on the large scale, the bigger picture, Arizona is kind of taking the brunt of this.
We are. So Arizona has actually seen the largest cut in individuals on SNAP benefits across the entire state. And so that's a huge hit that we're seeing here in Arizona. And then, you know, as we just started the new fiscal year and then looking at fiscal year FY28, the financial burden it's going to increase in terms of us having to figure out as a state, how are we going to pay the additional shift in administrative costs, which means on top of our families falling off, we're going to start seeing additional financial burdens in the state budget, which has ripple effects benefits all the way down to the counties and cities as well.
One last question for you when it comes to, is it the work requirements that have changed? Is that maybe the single biggest factor that has altered everything? And what would your response be to somebody who might be watching and saying, look, it's a struggle for me, but I don't go for the government benefits. I don't make a lot of money, but I still pay to put food on the table for myself.
You know, I would say it's kind of a compounding a lot of different things. So, you know, the changes to the work requirements are a factor in it. You know, having to consistently reapply. There's just a lot of different things. And right now, I don't know if there's necessarily been any studies that I'm aware of that are saying it's this specific thing. But anyone who's watching, who's struggling, you know, all of us it's a hard time right now. We understand, and we're here to help. So, you know, there is absolutely no problem with calling your local United Way, calling your local food bank, calling your county. You know, we are here to provide resources. We are here to connect those dots to make sure that children aren't going hungry. You know, we have programs like up here in Arizona where children can go get a warm meal in the summer thanks to our Flagstaff Unified School District. So there are a lot of resources out there, and please make sure that you're calling, and that's what we're here for.
Sarah Benatar, she is the treasurer there in Coconino County. I bet it's a beautiful day up your way today.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
It is. It really is. It's a beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah, that's great. We love Flagstaff.
Awesome.
Really fun chatting with you as well.
Sarah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tommy Fergus, Des. The thing about Tom that amazes me is one day you'll find him out at the Odyssey Aquarium, and the next day you'll find him riding a roller coaster.
Right. But how about his main job? He's the guy behind the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
He can really do it all.
And today we found him out at a sandwich shop that... Sorry, but I had not heard about it until today.
Really?
Yeah, it's out there in the East Valley. It's called Mr. Pickle.
You're missing out.
You've been?
You will, yes.
Okay.
Actually, on the show, because when they opened their Scottsdale location, I'm forgetting exactly where it was located, but I did that grand opening and tried them for the first time. It's delicious.
Well, if you haven't been yet, let's find out what it's all about. Take it away, Tommy.
I absolutely am a big fan of Mr. Pickles. They've been around since 1995. Of course, they've got the COO. They didn't send a branch manager or a district manager. The COO, Chris Scheffler's with me. Chris, how you doing?
I'm sorry that they sent me. I'm just going to say that right out of the gate. I'm good. How are you?
Glad to have that we're here. So you rearranged your menu a little bit. When you walk in, you order right here. Yep. But when you look up, you've moved it around a little bit. It's a little different, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot different, actually. So what we noticed over the years is people were just hunting all over our menu and didn't seem to know where they were going. So we had an aha moment where we decided we were going to split out the protein. So if you come in for turkey, you know where to go.
And we're all hunting for proteins,
exactly.
For sure. So you got the turkeys there to start the whole deal, and then you move on down the line.
Move on down to the chicken sandwiches, and then some of our sandwiches, we highlight the protein in them. So people that are looking for the protein, we go ahead and highlight that for them.
Yeah.
And then we go down to our fan favorites, and then obviously we've got our Mother Nature, which are our sandwiches and salads.
That's where Ty goes. He goes right there. He's a vegetarian. He'll go straight to it. But your bread's really important. I love the Dutch Crunch. You've had it since you started, haven't you?
Yeah, we're known for our Dutch Crunch. It's about 90% of all of our roll sales right now. So everybody just absolutely raves for our Dutch Crunch.
What am I looking at here?
This is our mac salad. So we have a mac and potato salad that we package daily.
Pack that to go.
Incredible side item.
Well, you have such a display. Look at how beautiful this display is, you guys. This looks like a Juan Zaragoza's family reunion. They just get a bunch of Sammys together. I love this. If you want to cater a party or just have some friends over, look at that. I love that it comes in a box. It's perfect.
Yes, absolutely. So graduation season, we did a lot of catering. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You need to get out and go enjoy the lake. You can take a box with you. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you can see what you're getting, and they can write the name of the sandwiches on the front of it so people aren't putting their thumbs all the way through it. I love this. Sammys.
Yes.
Tell me about these Sammys.
So one thing we noticed, again, a few years ago is sometimes people don't need a whole sandwich, but they want more than a half sandwich. So we got what we call our Goldilocks, which is our Sammy. It's that mid-sized tier. It has gone extremely well. People go after this sandwich like no other.
The perfect size. Now, let's talk about this Sammy here. What's the deal with the cookies?
So with every sandwich, salad, and wrap, we give a free cookie with every sandwich. One of our freshly baked daily cookies.
So my mom's maiden name is Cook, K-O-C-H, and everybody called her Cookie.
Oh, that's perfect.
So I love that. Yeah. All right. Well, we have 3 new sandwiches.
Yes.
When you talk about refreshing the menu, what are we looking at here, Chris?
So we just launched these. We've got the mango habanero, the chipotle chicken, and the chicken bacon ranch that we affectionately call our CBR.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Des. Mouth watering, and you've been there.
And how did I not remember? It's Scottsdale and Shea. Everything's at Scottsdale and Shea. That was their first location that came to the Valley in 2023. They're California based, so maybe that's why you've never heard of it.
Okay.
It's not like they're all over just yet, but
true.
They're spreading.
Hey, before we say our goodbyes, it's a happy birthday to Sly Stallone, Des. How old would you guess Sly Stallone is? Still a sharp-dressed guy.
Oh, gosh. His
right?
style, yeah.
He's like Mr. GQ.
Obviously he's had some work along the way, right?
Probably.
Is he 76?
He loves you, Des, because he's 80.
80?
He looks like he's about 70, but he's 80.
Wow.
And one more birthday. I didn't realize these 2 famous people both celebrate. There's our former president, George W. Bush. Oh, we got 10 seconds left, Des. No, we got a minute. We're okay. George W. Bush is about how old, would you guess?
Okay,
it's not the greatest picture of him.
His 70s?
You want to
no,
hone in on it? That's actually really close. He's also 80 today.
He's also 80.
They both share the very same birthday.
The very same. Wow.
Yeah. But there was one, I always like to do a little bit of research. Let me go back to Stallone. I was not aware of this, but he was so broke, he had to sell his dog, his beloved bull mastiff named Butkus, outside of a convenience store before he ever sold the screenplay to Rocky. Oh. And then after he sold it and he had some money, he tracked down Butkus and bought him back.
I
love that story.
That's a great story.
Huh?
Wow.
So good for him.
How sad he had to let go of the dog.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love him in Tulsa King.
I haven't seen that one.
Seen a couple episodes. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, check it out.
I still love Rocky 1 is the best. All right, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll be back at 11:30.
And Ty and Danielle are 2 minutes away.
All right, good Tuesday morning. Tuesday. Okay, this is
Wow.
This is the second time that I've done this morning.
Monday.
It is only Monday.
Which reiterates it's a Monday. You're calling it Tuesday. So it's definitely a Monday.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Danielle is here all week while Anita is taking some time off.
That's right.
You look like you had a fantastic 4th of July weekend.
I did. I was in Coronado, so it was actually really warm there, but definitely not warm to
Arizona standards.
Phoenix standards,
right?
yes. So I will take that warm any day. Sat outside. It was so nice and pretty.
Fun. Well, welcome
What'd
back.
you do?
Nothing.
Oh, good.
Everybody took trazodone because of the fireworks.
Did you sneak some of your dog's medicine?
Yeah, and my own. Oh man, it was brutal.
Oh boy.
They hate the 4th of July.
Yep.
And by proxy, I do too.
Good.
It's too much.
But at least you guys got a little
a little trazzied. Yep.
A little lit.
All right, well, let's move into some of the top stories we are following for you on this Monday morning. This is a big story that happened over the weekend, Danielle.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Westgate, you guys can see some of that video from people on their cell phones. Just really scary moments. I'm sure there was a lot of people there. 4th of July, big weekend, big holiday weekend, and I believe they're still searching for who was responsible for this.
Yeah, so there was 5 teenagers that were actually shot. Thankfully, their injuries are not considered to be life-threatening, but you can only imagine, as you mentioned, it was 4th of July night, right around 9 o'clock in the evening. All those 4th of July festivities are kicking off, and then all of a sudden you hear gunshots, and we saw that video, people scrambling, running, screaming. So again, they don't know who the shooter or shooters are, but thankfully nobody was seriously hurt except for those 5 teenagers that were all hit. We are told that they were all under the age of 18. And then just this morning, we did learn that Glendale Police is expected to have a press conference later on this afternoon. I believe they said 1 o'clock, Danielle.
1 o'clock, yeah. And we do have a reporter going to that. And I think they said it was an isolated incident, so not sure exactly the extent of that. But I think it's also really scary, too, because you would be used to hearing, 4th of July. Yeah. It's typical. You would hear booms and bangs and, but you see those people just ducking for cover and just a really scary situation. So hopefully they have some new details for us coming up at 1 o'clock with the Glendale Police Department.
The other big story we're following, of course, is the pocket fire, which continues, unfortunately, to grow just north of Sedona. But we did get some new numbers here this morning.
Yeah, 26,442 acres burned so far. It does say 48% containment.
So that is the good news, that they're starting to get some of that containment on that fire, but still that air quality. Crystal's been showing us those cameras up in the high country. It has been kind of brutal over these past couple of days. So I can only imagine that a lot of those folks are hoping that fire wraps up.
And then adding the smoke
from
fireworks to that, too.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Not good.
All right, another big story that we are following, and we actually had some live images earlier this morning from inside the courtroom. Of course, this is the preliminary hearing begins in Utah, the case against the man accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Quirke. This is Tyler Robinson.
The 23-year-old, he faces aggravated murder charges for the September 2025 murder. Quirke's parents were told, and his widow, Erica Quirke, will be attending these hearings here. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in this case. They plan to present forensic findings, surveillance video, and the suspect's own alleged confession. So something we're definitely going to be following very close as this proceeds through the court process.
All right, our other big story, we were just talking about the 4th of July and pets. Look at this. This is kind of like the lost pet finder.
Yeah.
Every year, 4th of July festivities means that these pet shelters across the state are just full from all of these poor pets that got scared during the fireworks, ran off. Listen to this. I thought this number was insane. Rescue workers cite a 60% increase during the 4th of July holiday weekend with those missing animals all taken into Maricopa County Animal Care and Control. And they said this is a good reminder today to make sure that the information on their microchip is up to date, and also make sure that they're tagged. They have their tags on their collar that has all the pertinent information.
We spoke with a a facility right before the holiday. I think it was Friday we did the story, and she was saying that it's the most important to have those tags on them. A microchip, obviously, very important as well. But it helps more people, the public. They feel more inclined to grab the dog, to call that person. It just makes it a little bit easier to reconnect with your pet.
All right, last but not least, this was kind of a wild story. Listen to this. A Delta Airlines flight. The pilots say that they were struck by a firework while they were landing at Chicago's Midway Airport on the evening of 4th of July. The pilot reported hearing a loud bang to air traffic control as the plane made its final approach. Isn't that wild?
I have not been the best flyer lately.
Oh, yeah, you're scared of flying, so this is probably not the best story to do for you.
I had a very bad flight to Salt Lake City, and it really did me over. I was doing so good, too. You would have been proud.
Well, I am still proud of you.
I'm back in the hole.
Yikes, right? Well, the airplane managed to land safely. The FAA is now investigating the incident. Delta says a post-flight inspection showed that there was actually no physical damage to the plane. So
That's
kind
good.
of a wild story, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so this is what we are reading. These are the top trending stories right now on our website. Do you want to start us off?
All right, let's start us off here. That was the first story that we talked about. We have that shooting that happened there at Westgate. It was the 4th of July. If people are just running, you can see them ducking for cover. So I'm sure a lot of people interested in seeing that video there. Suspects, no one has been arrested that we know this far. Glendale is supposed to be updating us right around 1 o'clock this afternoon.
The number 2 story, most frequented read story on our website this morning. This is the
Arizona piano teacher.
Yes.
Helps Irish teen, I think her name is Freya Terrace, make one-handed music history. So she can play the piano with just one hand, and it's fantastic.
All right, so go ahead and take a look at this story. A lot of people obviously clicking on it because it's the number 2 most read story. Number 3 most read story here this morning.
This is the missing South Carolina 4-year-old girl believed dead. Her parents have been arrested. So a lot of people checking that national story out there on our website.
All right. Moving along, let's talk about this. You and I know that it is hot here in Arizona.
It is.
Brutally hot.
Brutally.
And those temperatures are only getting warmer as we head into this new week. So listen to this. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, car accident lawyer in Florida, they recorded a 200% increase in fatal road rage crashes from 2023 to 2024, rising from 12 deaths to 36. And they said they probably because of the heat. A lot of these folks, you know, we know it's here in Arizona, it gets brutally hot, and then we have some of these folks that just can't handle the heat.
Is it just making people mad?
I think so. So
I mean, I'm mad, but I don't want to ram your car.
No. We have Kimberly Galindo joining us as a mental health expert as well as a licensed therapist. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. I just think this is kind of wild. And you know what? Living here, I believe this. It gets hot, people get a little bit irritable, and that fuse gets a little shorter, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, we have to think about heat as a stressor, right? And it stresses out our nervous system and our bodies. And when we're stressed, we make different decisions than when we're calm.
That is very true. So I guess my next question is, what should people be doing? Both the people that might get the road rage and the folks that are out there experiencing this road rage.
Well, I think it's important to kind of think forward, right? If you live in a hot area like Arizona or other parts of the country where it gets hot, just kind of know to expect when we get hot. It's not a matter of not having great willpower. We just need to take good care of ourselves. So I think preventative action could be helpful, doing some things that would cool you off a little bit, having a cold beverage, having your AC on, taking some deep breaths, right? Trying to regulate your system, and staying safe. I think that's an important thing. If you're the recipient of someone's road rage, obviously we want to make sure that we're staying safe, but taking care of our body helps us take care of our emotions. So any sort of regulatory deep breaths, cooling off our bodies, really can help us have a better experience, maybe not ideal, but better experience on the road. And then if you do find that rage is showing up, I think sometimes not letting yourself shame spiral about it, right? Try to calm down. Let yourself be like, hey, I'm annoyed. Someone cut me off. Try to regulate, maybe pull over, cool yourself down, and then maybe hop back on the road and be safer.
And Kimberly, is this kind of comparative to you know, when we see those colder climates, I lived in North Dakota for a little bit, and
everybody's super nice there.
But you get you get the winter blues. So it's kind of like the opposite. It's like, you know, there you get depressed and sad, and you know, this is kind of just our version of that.
Yes, I think we just forget how our environment impacts our emotions, right? And our bodies and things like that. And just to be forward thinking and thoughtful about whether it's cold weather in the blues or it's hot weather and our irritability and anger and even moving into rage. I think being proactive about our mental health includes weather and driving. And it's just not things that occur to us. And so before we just let it kind of happen, whatever the weather may be, I think that proactive action can be really helpful.
I've heard people say, like, your surroundings also kind of, I guess, dictate how you feel. And someone was saying, if you do have road rage, put on some, like, soothing music. Someone was saying that they listen to, I forgot who it was. They were like, I listen to reggae because it just kind of mellows me out while driving.
Yes.
So does that actually help?
Yes, I think because if we think about it's a sensory response that we're having, right? So how could we change other sensory response? Sound, right? Music, something enjoyable or cold to drink. You know, if you've got kiddos in the car, you know, just trying to keep things calm and happy. It's a great idea.
I love it.
And is it mainly just road rage, or is it, I mean, are we just irritable and mad and grumpy?
I think so. I mean, I think the heat there's a connection there, right?
Yeah.
The heat can make us feel a little bit grumpy, not just in the car, but, you know, really at home with our families. You know, if you happen to work outside, just any environment, but just being aware of how our environment does impact us and doing the best we can. We have human limitations, but doing the best we can to stay calm and regulated to survive this summer.
I love it. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. I really appreciate it. We're going to stay cool, level-headed around here, right?
I'm not making any promises.
I knew you were going to say that. Real quick, before we get to your question of the day, we want to get out to some breaking news. These are live images from Skyfox. This is a US 93. I'm just getting information right here from our producer. Looks as the US 93 right there at the 71, according to ADOT.
Yeah, the northbound lane's right there. The closure's due to a crash. You guys can see that right there. That is milepost 167, which is about 30 miles north of Wickenburg. And,
we are learning that this is fatal. We just got that information. So
wow.
We're going to continue to monitor this. But again, Skyfox up and over that scene. Before we go to break, this is what we're doing. You've never played this yet. This is a fun new game we do. What year was it, Danielle? Okay. So here comes the question for you. The first episode of Seinfeld aired. I'm going to say early 90s.
Let's go 1992.
I'm going to go 1993.
You got it.
Put your guess in there. We'll have the answer for you on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, you guys. This was your question. What year was it? The first episode of Seinfeld aired. We got a lot of guesses. Look, someone said 1989. We got a lot of people saying 1989.
Yeah.
A 91, a 92, a 94. I like what Williams K says. 1989, and the show was horrible. It was long. There was a lot of seasons, though, so a lot of people liked it, right?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah,
okay.
I said 1992. I really don't have a clue.
I don't
but
either. I said
just guessed.
1993. So let's get the answer. Here it is. What year was it? Answer? Oh, 89.
And it was really funny because, Ty, you're like, there's no way it was 89.
In the 80s. I really thought it was the early 90s.
Well,
huh. All right, there you go. Well, good job to those folks that got it right in the chat. We want to get back out to that breaking news. Oh, you know what? They just took it off, but we were covering some breaking news from
the ADOT cameras there.
ADOT
That's
cameras,
a really bad crash that's happening in northbound lanes of the US 93. They are closed at the SR 71. That is according to DPS out there. It is a fatal crash. It looked really bad. It looked like there was a tractor trailer, a fire involved. So we have learned that it is deadly. This is about 30 miles north of Wickenburg.
Yeah, it almost looked like one of those car trailers, didn't it?
With all the vehicles on it. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to continue to follow that throughout the rest of the morning as well. But let's get to our next guest. There's a holiday for everything.
Always.
Do you know what today is?
I wish it was National Donut Day, but I don't think it is.
It's not.
Because I don't have a donut in my
Today
hand.
is International Kissing Day.
Oh.
We're not going to do it.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We would like to keep our jobs. At least I would.
But did you know that there are kissing bugs out there?
You know, I'm sure there is.
We're talking to Dr. Stephen. Is it Klotz or Klotz?
Correct. That's
Klotz.
good. Klotz.
All right.
Klotz,
It's great
perfect.
to see you, Dr. Klotz. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're on your vacation, actually, so thank you for taking the time to speak to us this morning.
Sure. Glad to do it.
All right, so let's jump right into it. When people say the kissing disease, people may know about like mononucleosis and those types of things, but you say there's a whole host of kissing bugs out there.
There are, particularly in the foothills of San Diego, Phoenix, and Tucson. They're very populous.
So what exactly are we talking about? What type?
Well, they're insects, 6 legs when they're mature, and they're at most the largest one, which is in the state of Arizona and the United States, is maybe 1.25 inches long or so forth.
How did they get their name?
Well, traditionally it's been that they were thought to feed exclusively around the mouth and the eyes, looking for easy, small, and easily approached capillaries under the skin. So this is in mucous membranes.
So we're talking about other animals. We're not talking about them attacking humans, right?
Well, humans are incidental. I mean, typically what happens is these bugs live throughout the lower 32 states in the United States, very populous in the state of Arizona and particularly in Texas. But they live in the nests of other mammals. So they're obligate hematophagous bugs, meaning they have to have a blood meal 5 or 6 times. And they do this about every 2 weeks at the fastest. And they have 5 immature stages after hatching from an egg. And then they go to an adult, which can fly. The immature cannot. So they're entirely walking wherever they're moving from.
And when are they? Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
I was going to say, when are they the most active? Is it the summertime, or is that like?
Well, like most insects, it's summertime, but in Arizona, summer begins very early. But the highest number of reports of kissing bug intrusions in homes in Arizona starts in about May and extends to throughout July. But you can, and it's because probably the mature bugs, they fly and will fly to any light source anywhere, which if you leave the lights on the outside of your house, you're actually daring them to come in because they can any house they can enter easily because they can squash their bodies and get under the threshold of a door or around a window if there are holes in the screens and so forth.
Now, Doctor, are there any ways to mitigate these bugs?
Well, the best way is to just keep them out of your home. And one of the features that we found in a big survey we did in southern Arizona, including Bisbee and Tucson, was that many, many people who claimed to have been bitten by them were owners of pets, and they had their pets in the house, dogs, cats, so forth. Because they're easy easy animals to feed upon. Humans a little more difficult, and often the owners had their pets in their bedroom, which was inviting them to come in. They will feed at night, otherwise they're hiding and you won't see them very easily.
Someone in the chat is asking, is there a way to prevent bites? Is there but does bug spray work, or is it just kind of mitigating and making sure they're not getting in your house?
Well, a collaborator and I had worked on this for a number of years, and there were a lot of essential oils that deterred them from feeding. But to prepare this in some sort of a medicament or anything like that was way beyond us. And so the only way I can think of is you just need to exclude them from your house, your home.
Yeah.
Not good.
I know,
Keep them away.
People in the chat are saying, Williams K says, if you're eating brunch, you just put down your fork.
Put it down.
We might have ruined people's brunch this afternoon, Doc.
Well, that's actually kind of prescient because I wrote a recent article that's in the journal Insects. You can find it on Google Scholar or something like that. But the disease that transmits is Chagas disease, and it's always been believed that the most common way and the way it's occurring in South America, where it's very common, is by the bug biting and then defecating near the bug bite, and then someone waking up and itching or something and pushing the parasite, which is in the feces of these bugs, not the saliva, into a small wound and hence getting infected. But it's been observed more recently that just eating these bugs, even whether they've been dead a day or even a month, the parasite may survive and can enter the human GI tract and then cause a infection of the blood, which is called trypanosomiasis.
Yeah.
Happy National Kissing Day, folks. Wow. No, thank you.
Well, Doctor,
but it's extremely rare in the United States.
All right. That's good to say. It's extremely rare.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep them
Doctor,
away.
thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
You're welcome.
We do appreciate it.
Sure.
Have a good one. All
You
right.
too.
Look
I'm
out.
scared.
I know, me too. We got to get some bug spray or something up in
Walk
here. Right?
around. We're going to have to bring the masks back.
I love it. All right, let's take a look at some trending stories on this Monday. And I thought this one was kind of interesting. More Americans are skipping the summer rush and taking their European vacations in the off season instead. Instead of going during the summer when it is so busy at the airports, a lot of those tourist sites are just packed. People are saying, you know what, let's go in the off season. Have you ever done that, an off season vacation?
I mean, I guess with our work, it's, we have such random schedules and time off. So I guess, we did Montana and at the very end of ski season. So it wasn't peak, right at, Christmas time or winter time. And it was, there was nobody out there. So it was nice.
They're also saying you can also probably find a lot...
deals, right?
Deals, yeah. Hotels cheaper, Airbnbs are cheaper, restaurants. You don't need reservations to go to some of those popular restaurants and things like that. So a lot of people are trying to do this. Delta, United, and American are basically kind of talking about how they're kind of switched their plans as well, because more and more of these Americans are choosing to travel during the off season just to save a few bucks. So
I guess I did do Mexico in May, which I thought was going to be the busy season, but oh no, it's the the winter months for us are the busy season in Mexico. So I was like,
People
whoa.
going down there
so
to escape, right?
I flip-flopped.
All right. You've seen the Golden Girls, right?
Oh, I love the Golden Girls.
I thought this next story was kind of funny and reminiscent of the Golden Girls.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down.
So listen to this. Economic squeeze. Many older Americans are living on fixed incomes or dealing with financial shock of chronic illness or the loss of a spouse. So they're taking on a roommate or renting a spare room to help basically the rent and the mortgage payment.
Which is just like the Golden Girls.
Yeah,
because was it Rose's husband who died? And then she had the big house.
I don't know.
And then Blanche. No, it was Blanche's husband.
Okay.
And then Rose moved in because she had just lost her husband. And then Sophia moved.
Which one was the mom and daughter?
Sophia.
Okay.
And Dorothy.
Okay.
Which,
so there you go.
Fantastic combination. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening if you need a little money and if you have a lot of space. Right? You guys get along.
Hopefully, right? Whew. All right, here's the next interesting thing. This is from Axios this morning. Americans are spending less time hanging out than they were 20 years ago, and the trend cuts across every generation. Yeah. So they were saying that this is kind of interesting. By the numbers, the average time spent socializing per day has fallen from 45 minutes to 35 minutes over the past 20 years.
I can totally see that.
And they're saying phones have to do with this. People have less attention span, so
people don't even look you in the eye anymore. I mean, we can.
We can, but that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah, right. No, it's socializing. I think a lot of people are we just want to be home.
There you go. All right, we're about to wrap things up, but let's take a look at what we're looking ahead for tomorrow. Of course, FIFA World Cup fever continues. Argentina versus Egypt and Switzerland versus Colombia. And then President Donald Trump is heading to Turkey today. So he is going to be attending that NATO summit in Turkey, and we're going to be bringing you much more on that tomorrow on Fox 10 Talks.
Very exciting stuff.
All right.
We'll be back.
We will indeed. Danielle, thanks for hanging out.
Go USA.
There you go, right? That game's tonight, 5 p.m. Have a great one.
Catalina Island. It seems somewhat mysterious to me. By the way, Trenton Hooker joins us as well. I'll open your microphone. Have either of you guys ever been to Catalina?
No.
Just a quick trip out there from
I've been to Catalina. It's amazing. Just really beautiful out there. It was a long time ago. But
what?
Did you have the kid? Well, you're
no. It was my younger days, wild days.
What surprised you the most about it? Or was it just exactly how you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of wildlife there, so that was surprising. Some seals.
Okay, sure.
But the sunsets are just picturesque and beautiful. This was going on 20 years ago, so it's a while. But really beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, it looks pretty.
There you go. All right, so another place to maybe add to your... It looked to me like it's super deserty. Is that
on the island
correct?
Itself?
Right? I mean, we see the palm trees, but you look at the island and it's not like tropical.
Yeah, I believe that's a casino now, right there at the bandstand. But the island itself, it's rocky and desert.
Forget the island. Give me one of those little yachts.
Exactly. Call it a weekend. No kidding.
Hey, you got to set your goals high, Des. Set your goals high. The reason that we have Trenton here with us for our 11:30 half hour is he has a somewhat unique ability to really dig into stories that are of great interest and sometimes quite complicated, legally speaking, and yet can kind of sort through to get the important facts.
Yeah, and I mean, so many eyes are on this case today. We've got the preliminary hearing for Tyler Robinson.
Yes, Provo, Utah, getting started. Now, getting into court, it was surprising to see just how many people were there. We had, on really both sides, there were supporters of Tyler Robinson in court.
Would you say supporters, like family members? Or
no, actually, just the general public who have no relation to him. So supportive on his side. The judge even had to admonish people to not wear clothing that had a message one way or the other in this case. But specifically was talking about, supporting messages that could possibly influence a jury when they are selected and seated further down the line. So that was interesting to see. Now, on the prosecuting side, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Quirke, was there in court as well as Charlie's parents. Also, Donald Trump Jr. and his wife. We know that Donald Trump Jr. did have a friendship with Charlie Quirke. They had developed for quite some time, but he was there in the front row too, showing his support on behalf of the family and the prosecution. So had that. Now, this is an evidentiary hearing, so 5 days the prosecution's going to go over why they believe that they have enough for a murder trial to present to the judge. There's not a jury in this part. In this hearing, like I said, we'll go 5 days where they're going to go over each part of this. In this case, this morning, they had one of the first responding officers to the scene. It's a UVU police officer who was there talking about how he originally arrived for his shift on UVU's campus there, seeing that Charlie Quirke was going to be speaking. And he talked about the moments where he first had the gunfire, it erupted, he saw Charlie Quirke hit, and actually the setup to this, that Erica Quirke, like I said, was in court. She abruptly left. Didn't want to hear that testimony as it was going to be playing out. But I believe we have that clip if we can play it.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
At that moment, I saw him lean to the left. So
when you say him, you
Charlie.
Charlie.
So I saw him go to the left because I could no longer see the right side of his body. So he went further underneath the tent to the north side of the tent, so left.
Okay. Can you describe the reaction of others that were there?
So then everybody started getting up and starting to run, and more of a chaos kind of situation.
Before you continue, can you describe a little bit? So you mentioned Mr. Quirke was answering questions, talking to individuals.
Yes.
Were there others present?
Yes.
Any idea about approximately how many? How would you describe it in your terms?
In my terms, I'd say when I was up there looking down, I'd say there's several thousand people because you had it on the grass. It was jam-packed in the amphitheater, sitting on the grass. You had people standing on the back up along the cement. You had people that were on the second level, the Sorensen, and over by the Woodbury building. There's another level there where a lot of people were standing and watching. So it was pretty packed.
Interesting.
So, yeah, one of the important things to know too, just how the prosecution wants to go about this with really setting the evidence, the physical evidence, but also the motive in this case. They talked about a note that Tyler Robinson allegedly wrote before the shooting. The FBI director, Kash Patel, also mentioned it with Fox News. The quote was from Tyler Robinson, allegedly, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Quirke, and I'm going to take it." So they're really setting that stage of the motivation to go in there to commit this crime and having the means to do it. In this case, a rifle that the prosecutors say belonged to his grandfather that he had access to in the St. George home. He was living with by his parents, at least in the apartment complex he was in, but he went and got the rifle from his grandfather and then used it in the crime in Provo a few hours away.
Is that the second clip here?
Well, yeah, let's listen to the officer talk about when he got up on the rooftop and noticed that something was definitely not matching with what they initially thought, where there was another guy who said, "I did the crime," jumped out and said he shot him. Didn't really make sense. He ran up to the rooftop immediately and noticed something wasn't right up there.
To me, it looks like a sniper pad, a person that has been laying in a prone position, and you've got markings of elbows, knees, and feet to where somebody was in the line of sight of where Charlie's tent was.
Thank you. And if we could, again, take the, if we could publish State's Exhibit number 2. You recognize that, right, officer?
Yes, I do.
Where on the Losi rooftop did you observe this disturbance in the gravel?
If you go to the
Can you
center
point
of the
to that?
picture, if you go to the center of the picture and the darker gray part of it, on the left side, so the south side of the Losi building, it would be right in the line of sight of the Charlie Quirke tent that's straight in front of it.
Okay.
So the southwest side of the roof.
So another interesting part here, where we remember in the days after this had happened, right, where we were getting bits and pieces from the FBI, the governor was also involved, police department in Orem, and then at UVU were also explaining in the press conferences the hunt for the alleged gunman in this case. But it was interesting to hear that they had almost immediately that footage of the person on the rooftop and then laying prone, and you see the shooting matching up with the timestamp, and then that same person running and dropping off the building as well. So we thought it was a few days before law enforcement was really able to gather that and then pinpoint, okay, they got the person. But just the time sequence, they had it pretty early on that this person was up on a roof, shooting happened, and that was the crime scene they were looking for.
And I just remember this case being really interesting in the beginning when we were, kind of getting very little bits and pieces of info to start. And then you have kind of this group of people that are thinking, well, this is a setup against Robinson. So it'll be interesting to learn more of the evidence that the prosecution is bringing to the table to say, no, we believe that this is our guy.
Well, that's a great point, Des. And the other part as well is, did they give away too much info? There was a real push for answers. Again, you had the press conferences, but then Director Patel, too, he made multiple appearances on Fox News to give a little more on the case. And there were a few details that he gave out that weren't in those press conferences. So at least the legal analysis, a few experts I heard, was this could potentially jeopardize what is introduced in court being proper. And The defense side for Robinson 2 has been trying to poke holes in each one of these things, asking the officer on the stand there, did he personally take the photos that were being referenced in court? Had they been introduced? And the judge in this case has denied every motion that the defense so far has raised about the evidence and how it's being presented. Other things, because now we have it on the defense side, is doing a cross-examination of that officer. We learned some new details that only 6 police officers, and these were all with the Utah Valley University Police Department, they were the ones that were at the event that day. So no outside agencies. They didn't have drones. And we kind of already knew this, but there weren't metal detectors for this event with
and
going
only
in.
6 of them?
Only 6 for the whole thing.
For a crowd of nearly 3,000 people.
A lot of folks there. And if you're familiar with Utah Valley University's campus, I mean, this is the campus square. It's a bowl that dips down, and really all of the university can walk up to this.
Very centrally located within campus.
Now right in front of Charlie Kirk's tent that they had with the PA system, etc. Now that had a fencing at least there for him right in front of it. But other than that, I mean, this was an open event to the campus.
We have 1 minute left. So why is this process happening the way it is? Because in most states it would be more like a grand jury and it would be in secret. This is wide open and even available to the public.
Correct. In Utah, at least, how this is playing out, because this is a death penalty case, it needs to be at least set by the judge to go through the evidence to see, okay, does this meet the standard of what's required to have that capital murder trial to move forward? And at least each one of these parts you're going to be hearing is very dry. This is going to be a lot of legal language used. And that's part of the process to establish, here's the evidence we want to take to trial and present in front of a jury. So we have 4 more days after today on it. And it resumes at noon.
They're on break right now.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Trenton, great coverage there.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Always.
We'll see what else comes up during the course of the week. Okay, so Des, do you feel like it's time to maybe take a break, lighten the mood a little bit, and go to the mystery cam or what?
Mystery cam is always a great transition. All right, you guys. So get your guesses in. We'll have fun with some of your guesses on the other side of the break here. But take a good look, get your clues figured out, and tell us where you think it is.
Well, we're getting some pretty good guesses on the good old mystery cam, Desiree.
Yes, we are. So we take a look at Thomas Brown's guess here in the chat, and he says it's Pennsylvania. And then Louis Gonzalez has a guess of Virginia.
Okay, Be Kind Forever says, look, you guys, I don't care what you're guessing. I'm sticking with Oregon.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, good for you. I kind of missed that. Sorry, Be Kind Forever. And you were right above Thomas Brown there.
Okay.
All right, so kind of a little all
Cloudy
over the map.
day, yes, right. Little hill. The hill is a clue, I feel. I mean, I'm looking for clues constantly. Kind of cloudy, so you see a little sun break now and then. I really could see it being Virginia. Oh, now Linda jumps in with Ohio.
Oh.
By the way, if you follow Linda on social, she posted something this weekend I thought was really interesting, which there was like somebody was shooting off fireworks right into the air, I think just within a few blocks of her. She's like, isn't this supposed to be illegal? We do have certain, certain stuff you can't shoot off.
Break the rules.
Right? So anyway, Linda, who knows? Who knows about that? I could also, I think I'm going to go, and Brandon jumps in with Wyoming. I always like Brandon's guesses. I think I'm going to go Virginia.
Okay, I'm going to go Pennsylvania with Thomas.
Okay.
So let's see. It is. Oh, it's Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had an Arkansas in a long time.
Yeah, and no guesses on that either.
I think, if I'm correct about this, I believe Mountain Home there's also a Mountain Home, Idaho. But I think it's up in that beautiful part of the state, not far from, kind of in that northwestern corner that everybody says is so beautiful, where Walmart has their headquarters, etc. But anyway, all right, Arkansas. It is definitely a beautiful state. Our poll question today, we want to update you because thousands of people are voting. Should the president have intervened in the red card controversy? 61% in our TV poll, our QR poll, say, yeah, he asked for a review. There's nothing wrong with that. 17% saying it was a bad call, but I don't support presidential interference. And 22% say, look, it's soccer. He should be focused on jobs and the cost of living, not this. But YouTube, Des, we were getting some votes.
Yeah, we are. 3,000 here in our YouTube poll. 26% say yes, he asked for a review. There's nothing wrong with that. 14% think it was a bad call, but they don't support presidential interference. And 60% say no, he should be focused on jobs and the cost of living, not this.
Let's do this. Let's go to Dave. Dave, friends. I bet you're almost overwhelmed with comments on this one.
So many to read through, but I love it. Fox10phoenix.com/poll, as well as on YouTube. Thomas Brown 7820 says this is definitely a bad look and should have been left in the hands of FIFA officials. TWWAP 2094 says that certainly wasn't a red card foul to begin with. It was accidental. Aaron Henson 2110 says using his influence to get it rescinded and help Team USA is great. Bragging about it to put the focus on himself and creating an unnecessary controversy for our team is not okay. And Nancy in Lake Havasu City says people need to speak up when they see things that are wrong. I agree with what the president did. Really interesting comments on all sides. Keep them coming, guys.
Love it. Yeah, we love that. William K says yes, FIFA was going to review it anyway. So he's kind of chiming in there on the conversation as well.
And Belgium's appeal was denied.
Yeah.
Live while we were on in the last hour.
Yes, we broke that, about 10, right? 10, 15. So he's going to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a guy whose books you may very well have read. He is definitely a nationally recognized financial expert, both on student loans, scholarships, etc. It's Mark Kantrowitz, and we were just Dave and I were kind of kibitzing about some of the big stories of the day. And Mark made himself available on very short order. I think Dave just emailed him a few hours ago.
We appreciate it.
Mark, tell us what's changed here, why people right now here in early July need to really be paying attention to student loans and to student loan repayment requirements, etc.
Well, student loans are changing pretty drastically. The Grad Plus loan, which is borrowed by graduate students, has been repealed, and the loan limits for graduate students have increased. but perhaps not enough to meet the demand. Undergraduate student loans are not changed, but they can now be prorated based on enrollment status. So if you're half-time, you get half the full-time limits, not the full-time limits. And Parent Plus loans now have annual and aggregate limits for the first time, instead of being basically unlimited.
What are those tell us about that aspect to it. What are they? How does that work, the Parent Plus loans?
Well, parents can borrow the Parent Plus loan, which is a federal loan for dependent undergraduate students. The new loan limits will be $20,000 per year and $65,000 total for each dependent student. So if you have two, you can borrow twice that amount.
So, I mean, what in your opinion, is the most important piece of information that borrowers need to be aware of with these changes?
Well, borrowers should borrow as much as they need, not as much as they can. There is a tendency to borrow. You should aim to have total student loan debt at graduation that is less than your annual starting salary. If your debt is less than annual income, you should be able to afford to repay your loans in 10 years or less. Anything more, you're going to need an extended or income-driven repayment plan. And there are two new repayment plans that replace the dozen previous plans. There is one tiered standard repayment plan, which has a fixed repayment term of 10 to 25 years, depending on the amount borrowed. And there is the RAP plan, RAP, which is an income-driven repayment plan, which is based on a percentage of your annual gross income, ranging from 1% to 10%, depending on what your income level is. The 10% is for $100,000 or more in annual income.
So now that the administration has changed and loan forgiveness or delays it just apparently is just not a thing any longer, what, just in terms of the seriousness of enforcement, what do future students or current students with loans need to be aware of in terms of how important it is to actually get a payment plan going?
Well, there are still public service loan forgiveness. If you work full-time in a public service job like teaching, police, fire, EMT, then you can get your loans forgiven after 10 years of payments. It's 120 payments. But the broad student loan forgiveness that was sought by the previous president, that's not happening. And so borrowers who were in the SAVE repayment plan, and there are about 7 million of them, now need to switch into a repayment plan. If they don't do that within the next 90 days, then they will be involuntarily placed in a standard repayment plan, which will have much higher payments than in the SAVE plan. They may want to look into either the income-based repayment IBR plan or the RAP plan. Those will tend to yield the lowest monthly payments.
Wow. So it's really important, whether you're a new borrower or have existing loans, to really stay on top of kind of all of these changes. You don't want a loan to go into default. But the other big financial topic this morning is the Trump accounts and the deposits being made into accounts for children that were born in President Trump's second term here. So can you walk us through that and what folks can expect now here in July?
And so the Trump accounts are a new way of saving, not just for college, but for any future expense of a young child. If the child was born within the last several years, then they get this deposit from the federal government of $1,000, and 500,000 such Trump accounts have received this $1,000 deposit. Otherwise, it's quite similar to an IRA. If you want to use it to save for college, a 529 college savings plan is probably a better deal, because not only do the earnings accumulate on a tax-deferred basis, like with a Trump account, they can be entirely tax-free if you use them to pay for qualified higher education expenses and also certain K-12 expenses.
So I think maybe there was a misnomer out there at one point that the only kids who would actually be eligible for this were those babies that had been born in the last year or two. But the difference there is those are the ones that get that extra $1,000 bump to start. But basically, is any youngster up through the age of 18, you can still set those accounts up?
Yes, you can still set those up. And in addition to the $1,000 from the federal government, the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation has also contributed some money to expand who's eligible for this kind of gift, birthday gift. It's not $1,000, but it's still a non-trivial amount of money. And I always say, maximize the free money.
Yeah, and I guess as a parent, I just think, oh, all right, what is there? Is there what's the fine print here? What's the catch?
Yeah, really.
Well, once the child turns 18, they get control over the account, and it turns into an actual IRA. It gives them a head start on saving for retirement, and in some circumstances, they can do a hardship withdrawal to pay for higher education, medical expenses, and so on, just like a regular IRA. So this is just a special form of an IRA with which the added benefit of that $1,000 gift.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're just about out of time. Here's just to give me like a 10 or 15 second response here, but I think I saw a projection that if you start with $5,000 and add about $1,000 a year, your youngster, even your baby, could be in six figures by around the age of 20 or so.
Yeah, time's your greatest asset.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We really appreciate your time, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, like you said, why not take advantage of the free money?
Right.
Essentially.
For sure.
Right. Yeah. Good investment.
Hey, look who's almost kind of trying to bump us out of our chairs here. Have you noticed that?
Here, we'll slide them over.
Ty and Danielle.
They're next.
Welcome back, everybody. It is noon, and we're going to continue with Fox 10 Talks, and we want to get right to some breaking news. In fact, let me get you to some live images as we speak.
So that is the Peoria Unified School District going on there. We have learned that the Peoria Police Department is now executing a court-authorized search warrant at the Peoria Unified School District's headquarters as part of an ongoing criminal investigation. This has been something that we have been following for quite some time now. You guys can see right there the Peoria Police. Their mobile command unit is set up right there. They have the entire building surrounded with crime scene tape. So police tell us that the warrant was issued by a judge and sought materials investigators believe may be relevant to an investigation that has been ongoing there. This amid that investigation into sexual misconduct allegations involving 2 former teachers at the district there. So
the former teachers, Haley Beck and Angela Burkala, are accused of abusing the same student. Now, we have reported on this story before. Police have recommended charges against both of them. Police say they're not releasing any more information on today's search. We have also reached out to the district to try and get some more information from them, and they said that they will potentially be sending out a statement later today. But this is breaking right at noon, so we're going to be staying on top of this throughout the rest of the afternoon. Another big story we are following for you, especially over the weekend. We talked about this at 11 o'clock. Some really scary, tense moments at Westgate on the 4th of July. This happened right around 9 o'clock right there at the Westgate Entertainment Center. As you can imagine, tons of people were out to celebrate the 4th of July when gunfire erupted in that area.
Yeah, and you could see on the surveillance video that we've been showing you a lot of people ducking for cover. People probably potentially were expecting to hear some booms and bangs, but not gunfire, so they could have been a little confused out there, which obviously creates a very scary, tense moments out there at Westgate. So
Megan Spector has been following this story for us. She is joining us live with what she is learning this afternoon. Good afternoon, Megan.
Hey, good afternoon. Yeah, well, those videos that viewers sent in that they were posting on social media, you can just feel the chaotic moments at Westgate. People running to their cars, lying on the ground, just trying to dodge anything that as they figured out what exactly was going on around them. Now, we're here at Glendale PD right now. We're expecting to hear from officers in about an hour or so to give us the very latest on this investigation and what we know so far. Very limited details have been released. We know that according to that witness video, it looks like the shooting happened outside or near Bar Louie. Multiple people were shot, 5 victims under the age of 18 taken to the hospital. The good news is that they are all expected to survive. But again, we're going to be hearing the very latest from Glendale PD around 1 o'clock. We have a lot more questions about what led up to this shooting, how the victims are currently doing, and then, of course, a huge piece of information we're missing right now. At last check with Glendale PD, the suspect or suspects were still on the loose. So we're hoping they have more answers and that they're one step closer to figuring out who did this.
Megan, when you mentioned that those 5 individuals, all under the age of 18, is that correct?
Yes, that is what we're told from Glendale PD, but we don't have specific ages.
And have we learned how they're doing this morning? I knew police originally came out saying that they were all non-life-threatening injuries. Do we have any updates on any of those 5 individuals?
Not yet. We haven't really gotten an update since the incident happened over the weekend. But again, at 1 o'clock is when we're going to get to ask a few more questions, and hopefully we can get more information from police.
Yeah, and I do believe they said it was an isolated incident, so not sure if these teens knew each other or what the situation was there. Megan, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to hearing more at 1 p.m.
All right, our other big story, we talked about this today earlier as well. Of course, Tyler Robinson, the individual accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Quirke, is in court. I want to show you real quick. This is inside the courtroom as we speak. They were on recess, just getting back. Trenton is joining us here this morning, kind of with a rundown of what's transpired so far and what we expect over the next, 5 days, right?
5 days, that's right, Ty. So this is going to be an evidentiary hearing where prosecutors will make their case to the judge of why they believe that this is going to be a capital murder trial. The judge will make the decision based on the evidence to move forward with that, or if it's going to be a lesser charge. But this process will be going through the evidence that the state has that ties Tyler Robinson to the crime of murdering Charlie Quirke.
And we have heard that his parents, as well as his widow, Erica Quirke, will be in attendance of some of these hearings. What effect do you think that will have on just the whole the whole atmosphere of the court.
Well, that's a great point, Danielle. And in court, it's been Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Quirke, as well as Donald Trump Jr.'s there, also with his wife. Charlie Kirk's parents are in the courtroom, and already it was very emotional. Erica Quirke brought in, handkerchief. She was emotionally distressed even before the hearing began of what was being said, and the officer who's actually on the witness stand right now, that's UVU, a former UVU police officer who was one of the first to respond to the scene, as he was giving his testimony about an hour ago of what he heard the gunshot and then saw Charlie Kirk be wounded and then killed. Erica Quirke had to get up from court and then leave. As she did come back, she was seen, leaning on Charlie Kirk's mother to kind of console with her and to grieve. So this is still extremely fresh, even though this has been some time since this crime's happened.
Trenton, can you walk us through, because this is a preliminary hearing. So basically, what's happening? They're presenting evidence to the judge, and the judge is going to decide what?
Right. So this is going to be very procedural. So this isn't like we would see with a normal trial where they would try to weave a narrative to present to a jury to make a decision. So this is going to be a lot of steps where they are going point by point of what they want to introduce to the court. So pictures, photographs, forensic evidence, DNA, physical evidence. We'll have the alleged murder weapon will be presented, the rifle in this case, as well as what they have, like a screwdriver. That was a topic of testimony this morning that was found up on the roof, which the prosecution says that's how Robinson was able to break down this. Really, it's an antique rifle, a World War I rifle, and then put it on his person as he jumped off the roof and left. So a lot of moving pieces with this. You'll see the prosecutors present each part of it, and then the witnesses that they're going to have. So overall, there's going to be 50 pieces of evidence that they're going to present in court. And then you have the defense attorneys. Like right now, this is cross-examination of this officer. They're trying to poke holes in the case. One of the points that they've already gone to already was, did this officer physically, see Robinson shoot the gun? He testified he didn't. And then they've been focusing on what the defense is saying is a lack of security at this event. So there were no metal detectors. There were only 6 officers with the Utah Valley University Police Department that were on the scene. No outside agencies were there. They also didn't have any drones. So really, it's as far as video of what happened that was recorded by the security cameras, which we've all seen, very grainy.
And this happens here for the next couple of days. What happens after this?
Then the judge will make a determination of if it met that bar, and we'll move forward with the trial. A date will be set, and then they'll start impaneling a jury.
This could be months down the road, though.
Correct. Still a long way before this evidence is presented in front of a jury to make a decision of, what will happen in this case and what charges Tyler Robinson will ultimately face before them.
And we can see him right there. That's the back of his head, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So we talked about on the Quirke family coming in and how they were with their demeanor. But multiple news agencies, including Fox, have reported about how Robinson has come into the court very nonchalant and was even seen laughing with his attorney before the hearing began.
All right, so this is obviously ongoing as we speak. Trenton, we're also streaming this live as well, so folks can watch this, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We'll have full coverage on our live stream as well this afternoon, Fox 10 Talks. We're going to be joined by Josh Colesrud. He's a former federal prosecutor, to talk to us about where we are in this case and what the state has that they said is a smoking gun in Charlie Kirk's murder.
Okay, we're going to continue to listen to this as we head. We've got about 3 minutes before we hit a break, so we're going to listen into court until we go to that break.
He was down on the bottom and threw it up to me, so.
Okay. So you didn't have it on you?
No.
And you didn't leave the scene to go get it?
No.
Someone threw it up?
Yes.
Great. All right. While you were on the roof, did you encounter any spent casings?
As a matter of fact, no. That's why when I saw the prone position where a person would be laying down as a sniper, Being around guns and snipers all the time, I was looking for a spent shell casing. I couldn't see one. I was looking over the edge, looking all over the place, making sure the gravel wasn't disturbed, and I couldn't find a shell casing at that moment.
And that would be, the reason you would be looking for that was because some types of guns, when they shoot, eject a casing automatically, right? Some
Yes.
do, some don't.
Yes.
All right. And then you also didn't find any unshot bullets.
No.
Okay. Are you aware of there being a bullet found on another roof in
I'm
the
not aware.
vicinity? Were you aware of another bullet being found on the scene, not on the roof of the Losi building?
No.
All right, your body cam footage that I reviewed appears to end while you're still on the roof. Do you know why that is?
I think the battery went dead. It was just right at that moment.
Okay. And do you know, did you ever turn it back on that day or go get it, I don't know, what do you have to do, charge it or stick a new battery in it? I don't even know.
Usually dock it, but no, I didn't go back. It was too chaotic running around.
So that 27-minute and 35-second body cam that starts when you're at the Hall of Flags and ends while you're still on the roof, but haven't put the crime tape up yet, that's the only body cam you have that day?
Yes.
All right. You mentioned when you went to the police department, you watched the video where you saw an individual up on the roof,
Yes.
right? And that individual was in the vicinity where you saw the disturbance in the gravel.
Yes.
And when you looked at that video, were you able to identify the individual's face?
I know.
Were you able to identify any markings on their clothing?
I know.
Were you able to identify their height?
No.
When we looked at the picture of the, I think you called it the sniper perch, so I'm going to use your words. It looked like there was a measuring tape laid out next to it. Were you present when they measured like the distance, like how tall that person would have been?
I was not.
So you don't know what that is?
I don't.
Were you able to tell the person's weight from the video that you saw?
I can tell he wasn't a heavy set. So
Okay.
More of a skinnier person.
Could you identify what shoes they were wearing?
I could not.
Could you identify anything about a hat or what was on their head?
At the moment, no, I couldn't.
Okay. And did you see a gun?
All right, everybody, you guys can continue watching that on our YouTube page there. We will be streaming that. We'll have much more on this case and much more right here on Fox 10 Talks coming up.
All right, welcome back, you guys. We have a very fun next guest here joining us in studio with Nita Marquez. Nita, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in.
We have so many questions for you.
Yes. So you're the owner of On the Mark.
Yes.
And you're also a former 2 times Miss Fitness Arizona, and you have invented a patent-pending jumpsuit that you don't need to take off to use the restroom.
Yes. The nightmare has been solved.
When we said that in the newsroom, there were so many women in the newsroom that's like, finally.
Yeah, finally. It's because the jumpsuits are so cute, and you wear, like a romper, but then you always think in the back of your head, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom eventually.
I know that one moment in the night where you're like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have drank so much water.
Yep. All right, well, tell us about it. What does it look like? How does it work?
So, I am actually wearing one, and what's great about it, if I could stand up for a second.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hold on, let me give you a different shot. Oh, he's gonna move you.
There we go.
He's gonna move you. Okay, there we go.
All right, so if I'm like at the office or if I'm at the grocery store or I'm at PTA meetings for my kids, I want to be wearing this with like some boots or something really nice, right? And I'm going to be like covering. But when I want to go to the gym, this comes right off. My boots come right off and my sneakers go right on. And boom. No more drama.
Now you're ready for the
extra
gym.
clothes, like no more extra laundry. It cut my laundry bill down.
Oh.
Like my laundry time, my laundry bill, all like I don't have to do all the things anymore.
And
it makes life easier.
Is there buttons or straps or you don't have to take it off to go to the bathroom. That's the whole point of it. So how does it work exactly?
Well, the biggest thing for me, and this is actually the sketch that started it all in 2015.
Wow.
It's so dilapidated because it's so old. But I wanted to have something that I didn't have to do snaps, zippers, buttons, because when you're doing all that, it's just like, if you have to go to the bathroom, like what if your zipper breaks or it gets jarred? So I've had issues like that with the jumpsuits that had the zippers on the back. So I was like, there's got to be something easier. And when the idea came to me, I was just like, I looked it up. I'm like, how come nobody's come up with it? What?
Mm-hmm.
What? Nobody's done this? What? So that was the big thing for me, was just trying to create something simple and that was seamless and that was fast. Because like when you're working out and raising kids and doing a career, and you don't have time to do all this stuff, and you don't want to be in the bathroom going, I hope nobody sees me. You know what I'm saying?
So true. So how does it work?
So basically, when you have to go to the bathroom, your 2 thumbs go here, you drop it down, do your business, and return it. It's cut to be dropped, literally. That's why it's called the drop cut technology. It's cut to be dropped.
So
Our producer came up with questions for us, and I like this one because I was like, you know what, this is a good one. Is it squat proof? Because you don't want to be doing squats and all of a sudden expose the booty at the gym.
Hey, I was Miss National Fitness, 2-time state champion and 2-time Southwestern Regional runner-up. I need to be able to work out in anything that I'm wearing to the gym. Like I can't be like fidgeting, and so it's run proof. So when you're running, unlike leggings where you're constantly pulling them up because they slope down, this doesn't slope down. It hugs me nice and tight. And then when I'm squatting, it doesn't drop. Gymnastics, jumping, because when I was a fitness competitor, like all the jumps and the gymnastics, it doesn't come out of place at all. It's so secure and it's so comfortable, and I love that.
And you've got multiple colors, right?
Yes.
And patterns, I see.
Yes, and we're coming out with a flare bottom in 2 months. I just got our first sample of, or our 6th sample of, which will be our pattern. I'm excited about that, but that's coming in a couple months. We have shorts. So the shorts come with the rouging.
Danielle, that'd look good on you.
That's so cute.
Oh yeah,
like
you would look so
shorts.
cute in it. And then we have with rouging and without the rouging in multiple colors, but this is our red. And then we also have metallics. So here's our black Las Vegas sparkle.
I like that. That's for me too.
Yes,
A
it's
Vegas
so fun.
girl.
And then for all you gold dust ladies who know you're just golden and gorgeous, we've got the gold metallic, and we also have Barbie pink and princess pink sparkle, which is what my mannequins wear when we go out to do pop-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we also have prints. We have lots of different prints, multiple colors, animal prints. And then we also have it without the rouging for all the full lengths. And the new one that we have is partial rouging, so it gives like a nice hug to the hips and to the glutes, but it's not right in there like the scrunchy booty is, which a lot of women are that's just not their thing. So the new one gives the same contouring, but just not that dent there, like in the center. So I'm excited about the flare bottoms.
So fun. And then what's the price point on these? How much do these cost?
So, I did something that no other company did. When everything happened after COVID and everything was so much more expensive, I marked the prices down. They used to be $120 to $155. I marked everything down to $98 to $79 because I said, I have a loyal following of, a community of women that have purchased. Some of them have like 17 jumpsuits. They've been buying from me since 2015 or 2017 when we started. But the thing is like I wanted to have something that would be not just accessible, but that was gonna also let my audience know, hey, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I'm in the recession. I'm in this process with you guys. So we're going to make this more accessible to you guys. So that's why I did that.
All right, we have to go, but you have a book. What is your book called?
Dropping Bombs, How I Reinvented Myself When I Invented the Drop Cut. And this is just a telltale founder story, just really actually talking about how I was struggling in a lot of different ways when I started my company and just hoping to inspire other people to pursue their dreams despite their circumstances.
And how do folks find you if they want to buy one?
If they want to buy a jumpsuit, On the Mark with a Q. My last name is Marquez, so onthemarkjumpsuit.com. And then if you want to get the book, it's nitamarquez.com.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Solving the world's problems.
My pleasure.
One jumpsuit at a time.
Well, we definitely have one for you, so I want you to pick which one you want when we're done.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll have
I love it.
be a little model. I might need a few more days in the gym. But.
No. You'll look great.
All right, you guys, let's take a live look. We're going to talk about weather here because guess what? It is going to get hot over the next couple of days. It's been so nice. We were so lucky. We actually had temperatures below the seasonal averages over the past, week or so, but unfortunately...
Last week was magical.
I know, wasn't it?
It was literally magical. I remember, I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, my first live shot at 4:30 in the morning. I was chilly.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back in the car.
I think Crystal said that the lows were in the 60s and 70s last week. This morning we were back into the 80s and 90s for some spots. So
Arizona's
it is
like,
warm.
We gotcha.
Yeah.
We're back.
We're back indeed.
Guess who's back?
And so Crystal is here to kind of give us a little update on that forecast. Hey, Crystal, happy...
Hi, guys.
I keep saying Tuesday,
Oh my gosh.
but it's only Monday.
wish.
I know.
I know, you're
Happy
teasing us.
Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy warm Monday. Yeah,
great.
the temperatures are definitely back to reality. Truly this past week and the 4th of July was not a
Typical.
typical
Yes.
4th of July.
Yeah.
The cloud cover, the light winds, it was just perfect outside. Now we're back to temperatures that are on the high end, and then we still have the haze and smoke up in northern parts of the state between Sedona and Flagstaff. So that's the live camera view you're seeing here is a shot from the Twin Arrows Casino cam over in East Flag, but you can see that that haze that's hanging over the San Francisco peaks, unfortunately for them. And then this is the view from the valley. Nice blue sky for us, although we do have an air quality alert in place starting tomorrow because of the fact that when we get this hot, it does not take much to trigger the high levels of ozone that cause us to have air quality alerts. But look at that, we're already at 104 degrees, guys. So I think last week during the noon shows, we were not even in triple digits.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, it's so sad.
And is this just the week we're expecting these super hot? What are we, or is it?
This is the hotter week.
Okay.
Next week, because we do the 10-day forecast. Next week it drops a little, but not a lot. Take a look. This is the air quality sensors. I just checked them maybe 20 minutes before I came on air. And North Sedona and the east edge of Sedona were both in unhealthy for sensitive groups, respiratory illness, elderly children. But South Sedona actually had dropped to unhealthy conditions for anyone. And then same thing, Coconino Village was in unhealthy for sensitive, and Flagstaff was actually just at moderate, which is nice. There is a good chance that it'll bump to that unhealthy for sensitive groups eventually, but we're just not there quite yet.
There's a question from Ty.
Okay, Ty?
Can
yes?
some of those air quality potentially be from the fireworks still, or is that a dumb question?
In these areas, I think it's mostly the wildfire smoke.
Copy. Okay.
But I am sure that over the weekend that down the valley there were sensors that were showing probably similar conditions, like unhealthy, sensitive, and
That's
unhealthy.
Crystal's way of saying that was a dumb question.
No dumb questions with me. Well, maybe this a few, but for the most part, no dumb questions. And then the wind skies are part of the reason that Flagstaff will likely see some degradation of the air quality as the day goes on, because those winds are still coming up from like the southwest-ish, and as a result, that's the technical term ish, but it's going to push the smoke and the poor air quality that's kind of in the vicinity of the pocket fire farther to the northeast, and that'll be towards Flagstaff. Gusts right now in Flag are at 30 miles per hour, but I don't expect it to be as bad as last week because they've gotten more containment on the fire. They're at what, almost 40% containment. Yeah. Oh, now they're at 48. Yep. Great. And then they've got a pretty good containment line on the north part of the fire. It's really the southern part now that they're working on a containment line. So the part that would blow into Flag is more under control at this point, which is great. Very glad to see that.
And on the 10-day, there was potential rain chances, right?
Yes. So there is some storm. Well, even now on Fox Vision, you can see for the valley, it's not until like later on, it looks like. But for parts of the state already, there's some showers and thunderstorms that have fired off, mostly east edge of the state. And there's the closer look at it. No alerts or anything, but there's some rain coming down. There were a couple of thunderstorms. This is over the White Mountains. So like we're just outside of Show Low, kind of approaching Pine Top, White River, and outside of Eager that we've got a few of those showers moving on through. And as the day goes on, we will continue to primarily see that chance over the east edge of the state. But there could be a few down in southeastern Arizona, even near Flagstaff, an isolated shower storm. Kind of quiets overnight. And then tomorrow we do the same thing, mostly northeast edge of the state with chances of showers and storms. But the thing we have to watch tomorrow is a couple of the models try to drop a couple stronger storm cells down near kind of like the eastern edge of Pinal County near Tucson. And if that happens, there could be, do you see how there's like some clouds that kind of clip the east edge of the valley there? Here, I'm going to go back so I can do it in slow-mo. Like watch right here. So there's the storms, and then these clouds kind of flow through Pinal County. So as that happens, potentially that's an outflow from a storm that maybe could kick up a little dust or some gustier winds. Only if the storms are strong enough down to the southeast, and this doesn't look like the perfect setup for it, but it's possible. So I put a 10% chance for a shower Tuesday evening in for the valley. That's being gracious, but I just wanted to point it out and basically make you aware that tomorrow we'll be kind of watching down to the southeast of us as the day goes on. And then the reason for the heat, because it is going to be quite hot all week long and into the weekend, is this guy, Doma High Pressure. It's like a love-hate relationship with this guy because of the fact that Doma High Pressure bumps the temperatures, but it also helps to guide that moisture up from the south towards us. So folks that want the monsoon storms, you need this setup to get there. Like we need this for the moisture. It just also is what makes us so hot. And it's realistically going absolutely nowhere. It's going to keep us very hot. So we do have extreme heat warnings in place Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for southern Arizona, including the valley. And then the Grand Canyon is under an extreme heat warning through Wednesday, but then a watch through Saturday below 4,000 feet. So basically it's kind of like one of those nearly guarantees that we're going to be combating the heat as we go through the week ahead. 111 is the forecast high for us in Phoenix today, and then we will try to get that 10-day up. Ooh, can I get it up? There it is. It was frozen for a second. Is it still frozen? No, there we go.
There it goes.
There it goes.
113 tomorrow, 114 Wednesday, 113 Thursday, guys.
But those rain chances, look at that, coming in by the weekend. We'll keep our fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that's going to do it for us on this Monday. We'll be back tomorrow when it's
Tuesday. Crystal's least favorite day.
Yeah,
Mine
it really
too.
is.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.